Hello and welcome. I'm Raghav, and in this session we are going to learn how do we add user journeys in our K6 test scripts, and we will also learn how do we add the traffic distribution. Now this is very important. If you are doing performance testing, we have to mimic real world scenarios, and this is exactly what we are going to do with these two things, adding user journeys and adding the traffic distribution. So I'm going to go very basic step by step, so do not worry if this is new to you. I will explain each and everything, and there will be a quiz as well. You can take the quiz after the session and let me know your score. So in this particular session, we will learn how we can mimic real world scenarios where different users will be doing different actions or different things on your applications or the system, and with different distribution of the traffic. And after learning these two things, that is how do you add user journeys and how do you add the traffic distribution, you can confidently say that I can now create a K6 script with real world scenarios, and I can model the real user behavior in K6 by using the probabilistic traffic distribution. Okay, so let's get started, and as you will learn, you will understand it more and more. In this session, let us do user journeys, and then in the next session, we will do traffic distribution. Now, what's a user journey? So you can think of some sequence of actions that a real user will perform on the application. For example, if the user goes to a home page, he or she will be doing some browsing on the page and then can be looking at some details here and there, maybe pausing here and there a little bit and then repeating some actions. So this will be like a user journey, and one iteration of this function, this complete sequence, will be called as one user journey. Okay, so until now, if you see our K6 script, if I go and check the first script that we have written, so here you can see we are just doing this. We are going to this particular URL, which is the base URL, and that's it. And we are adding maybe some response, maybe some sleep times and pauses, but that's it. We are not actually doing a real scenarios or a real user behavior. So that's what we are going to do today. So until now we have a single request. We will add grouped flows, multiple user journeys. So after adding grouped flows, we will go to multiple user journeys. Okay, and this is very important. If you want to become a real performance tester, you should know and understand how you can add a real user behavior in your K6 script. So let's go to step number 1. We will add a group open home page in our script. So this is how we are going to do it. If you see our script, until now in the default function, we directly go to the URL and then we can add some checks and then we add a sleep. But now we are going to put this inside a group, and you can name it anything. Let's say open homepage, and we will put all this inside a group. So let's go to our script, and I'm going to copy this script. I will press Ctrl A and Ctrl C to copy. If you're on Mac, you can press Command A and Command C, or you can just copy and paste this complete file. The reason I'm doing this is so that we can preserve our first script that we have created until now, and this one we will continue here. Let me rename this as, I will say, user groups. You can name it anything, user groups.js, and let me also change the theme, the color theme, to a darker theme, which will be better. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, so we have created a new script, and I just copied the earlier one so that we can continue from there. Okay, I'll also expand this. So this is our default function here, and here we will create a group and put all this inside the user group. So we will say here group, give a group name, and then create this block. So here I will say group and give a name within quotes, open home page, and then we will create it it like this, and this entire thing I will cut from here and paste it inside the group. And you can also do a right click and say format document. It will correct all the formatting. And in case you are using any other IDE, the script remains the same. You can use the same script there as well. Okay, so we have done this. All this comes inside a group called open homepage. Now here, whenever this will be executed, it will be executed as a group, and this will also be visible in the reports. So in the reports we can see a separate group called open homepage. Okay, now here we have created a logical step which you can also see in the results, and it can be like a business action. So you can name your group and you can create your groups like a business action. All right, now just in case you want to refer any code or anything, I have put all my project on GitHub, and you can also find the link of my project in the description, so you can check from there as well. Now step number 2, we will add one more group for opening a news page or the open news page. We will create a separate group for that, and this is how we do it. So here again, after sleep, we have added this group, and this is how we will do the rest of the things. So let us first just add a group. So after this sleep, I am saying group open news page, and this we will create and put a semicolon at the end. Okay, and here this thing I will put here, and here the base URL which we are using this one, or we can also give it from command line. This all we have learned earlier, so it will be using this if you do not give anything. So this is we are considering as the base URL. So along with the base URL, we have to append news.php. Now here you can just append directly, or if you say $ and put this inside curly brackets, and then you say this /news.php. In this case, you should put all this within backticks. So a backtick here and a backtick here. So this key is the key at the top left corner of your keyboard, just below the escape key. So this is the backtick key, so that it can resolve this base URL. Okay, and again the checks, I'm putting the same check for checking status code 200. If you want, you can add more checks or different checks as well here. And that's it. So now you can also format the document if you want to, and now we have two user groups, open homepage and open news page. Step number 3, we can add one more group, open blog page. So there is one more thing. So this will be based on your requirements, your project, your application, whatever business scenarios you have, you can create user groups as per that. So I will add a sleep here and then add one more group. I will call it open blocks page, comma, a bracket, start and stop, and a arrow symbol that we create by using equals and greater than symbol, and then a curly bracket, start and stop, and hit enter so that it goes to the new line. You can put a semicolon here, and again the blocks pages /block. So I'll just add it, the same thing here. Here it's just /block, and rest of the things stay same, and I'll also add a sleep here. Now the sleep also you can change. Somewhere you can add a sleep of 1 second, somewhere 2 seconds, or even milliseconds, whatever you need to. So this will be depending on your needs and projects. Okay, now this checks that we are adding here, so you can say here this is status is 200. Here we can rename this news loaded. Here we can rename it block loaded. So you can name the checks as well, and make sure that you name these groups as well to whatever meaningful names you want to give it. Okay, make sure that you save your project. Okay, so we have done step number 3. Now let's run and check it. So you can go to the terminal, or in case of VS Code I can go to the inbuilt terminal. I can say view terminal or press Ctrl plus backtick key on the keyboard. Again, the backtick key is the top left just below the escape key, and here I will say k6 run sc because it is under the scripts folder. So I will say scr and press tab, it will auto complete, and then the name of the script is user. I will press tab, it is auto completing, so that means this is right, and I will hit enter. Okay, there is some issue, let me check. I will press Ctrl C. Okay, let me see this. Okay, it is saying group is not defined. I think we did not import the group. That is a very basic mistake we did. I will say import group here. So make sure that you import the group module. Let us now, I am pressing the up arrow to go to the last command, and let us now check, and yes, it should be running now. And the load configuration we have already learned in the earlier sessions how to set the load, ramp up, ramp down. So we are using the same thing, and this is done. And you can also see here, so this was our first check in the home page group, which is fine. News loaded check is also fine, but block loaded, there are some issues with that. Okay, and we can check this as well. If you want, we can add a HTML report. Let me see if we did that in the earlier one. No, I think I'll just add it here. For adding the HTML report, we have learned that in the earlier session as well. We just import this. We import HTML report module from this particular URL, and you can also just copy it from my GitHub code if you want to, and then at the end I will say export function, and I will say handle summary and add data here, and inside this we will have a return block. I will say return, and inside the return block I will give I'll say the name of the report. I will say this is HTML report 1 and colon. I will say HTML report and pass data here. So this should create a report called HTML report 1. Okay, and I will just format everything, and you can also see now this is enabled. That means it is being used, the HTML report. So let us now again, I will go to the terminal. Make sure that you save your script, and let us now run it and check again. So this time we should also get a report generated, HTML report, and we will check the report. So this is done, and you can see the details here, and then also there is a HTML report 1 generated. I will go to the source. I will do a right click and say reveal in Finder, and I can open this with, okay, I should also give a .html, the extension. Okay, so we have done this, we have also checked, and this is how we do in real life, and this is how we create our performance tests in real life. Because in real world it's not like every user will be doing the same thing at every moment. They will be doing different things at different moments. So at any moment, some users may be on the home page, some will be on the login page, some will be on the news page, blog page, etc. And that is how we can mimic the real user behavior. And as of now, we have just created the groups. We will also learn how we can add the traffic distribution or the probability. For example, if we know that in our application 60% of the users will be on the home page, 20% users will be on the let's say the blog page, and 20% users will be on the news page, and randomly they will be doing different things. So that is what we are going to do next here. As of now, we have added the groups, and now we will do the user behavior modeling by adding the traffic distribution in the next session. Okay, I hope this was useful. I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching and never stop learning.